You're just in time. Saved you a seat for the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self improvement. And tonight is all about setting the stage for self improvement because I have to admit, if you are going to do all of this simply for the sake of the to do list, tomorrow, the 5 a.m. wake up, into the cold shower, into the meditation, into the facial ice bath, and then a super nutritious, healthy breakfast, and then you caffeinate, and then you get into your deep work session, and then the gym, and then it just, and it keeps going. That is definitely one way to do it. But a frame that has really helped me, and I hope it does the exact same for you, is this overall perspective you are to apply, not really strictly to self improvement, but your entire life. This has to be one of the best worldviews, hands down, for males. This is most. I mean, this is more of a human thing, but this is most applicable to my fellow kings, and that would be to do glorious combat in your own. Oh, excuse me, in your own life's arena with your most formidable opponent. I very much acknowledge life does hit extremely hard. But the thing about that is you can't really control how hard life hits. Tragedies happen. Life is very unpredictable. You could get really lucky. You can get really unlucky. It is definitely very much, the way I see it, it's for sure a roller coaster. Your arch nemesis, this ultimate opponent for you, is not a bad thing. It's an amazing thing because to do battle with this fellow is to improve and to strengthen and to upgrade. Eh, Most importantly, it is to evolve yourself. And you might have already guessed it, but your greatest challenge in life is yourself. So this is the concept, and I'm sure it's kind of pretty well known, I believe, of the man in the mirror. It all comes back down to you versus you. Even when you break this down, into a natural selection and the rat race and dog eat dog, and technically you and me are in competition. We're all in competition with each other. Resources are finite. The relationships are finite. All these desires, these wants, all these rewards and these goals that so many of us as men we collectively share, kind of specified through the uniqueness of our own individual perception. But hey, look, a whole bunch of us are looking for a wife. Okay, many of us would love to have kids and be financially free. That one is huge. And live in a nice mansion, drive, whip around in the sports car, or is it going to be a minivan once, okay, the Rugrats start sprouting forth? This is the stereotypical, traditional classic view of a very joyful and satisfying, successful male life. For you to have that, yeah, you can look at all these different sources of competition in life. They, what I'm saying, they all pale, bro. They are all inferior to the competition you must maintain with yourself. This is what it really comes down to. It even goes beyond. Comparison is the thief of joy. You should not be, oh, look at how well this guy is doing. Oh, look, this guy's having such an awful time. Well, I'm doing way better. Okay, that back and forth, and that's natural. I mean, we were all sharing this planet together. Yet true progress and genuine transformation, which you need. And I say that not even to be successful. I say that because it's definitely one of just the most magnificent experiences any man could witness for himself. As awesome as you are right now, this is you even better. It's for the sake of that betterment to believe there is a whole different version of you, nearly unrecognizable, that embodies the pinnacle of your potential. This is the perfect you. This is your final form, just the very best of you. To get there, I think the best way to go about this, one of the best ways, is to see how is it that you are able to do combat with yourself. Now, for me to dive a little bit deeper into this now, you just take your typical day. You can use today. Maybe you are just beginning your day. Okay, good morning, bro. Maybe you are on the tail end of your day and it's almost over. Yep, this is kind of how I wrap up my nights. But just take any day and you analyze this, and you don't have to go too deep. But you're taking a quick pan over. Well, what were all the events that occurred today? Yeah, no. How'd your morning go? And how'd your afternoon go? And how'd your evening go? And very quickly, you'll see there were all sorts of situations. There were all sorts of pockets of time. There were there were many choices and decisions that you had to make in order to get here. Some of them you don't think about. Some of them you're very conscious of. Some of them you enjoyed very much. Yeah, I had a bomb lunch today. It was so good. I went to this place I've never been to before. It was it kind of ambushed me. I wasn't looking for it. I was just in the area, and I was like, oh my god, what time is it? I could really use some lunch. And there just happened to be this place right here, and I was just like, I haven't had this genre. It was Thai. I haven't had this genre of food, the ethnic choice of Thai food in so long. And I was just like, you know what? No Yelp, no, like Google is like, how many stars? What are the reviews? How good is this place? No, I just like dove in there, and it was awesome. Actually, really, really good. Okay, okay, and yeah, you go over it real quick. Where and now this does take a little bit of honesty from you. You need the truth here. So you just keep it real with yourself, bro. And you see, well, where was it that I fell short in ensuring I was able to maximize that activity, that choice, that decision, that place where I went, that interaction with that person, the just what you actually ended up doing. How how could it have been done better to help you live your best life? This is a very eternal struggle. It's just so much greater than you and me. And I say that because this process of stepping into the arena with yourself and doing battle with the man in the mirror, it's infinite. And the reason why I say infinite is because it is able to apply itself, this concept, this way of life, it's able to apply itself to any level of man. A guy who has never self improved for a second in his life, all the way up to the very best of us, the most elite, you know, names echoed across time. Okay, just absolute goats, legends, Hall of Famers. I won't. Maybe you got some role models. Maybe you are thinking of a few gentlemen right now. That's perfectly fine. I'm not even going to take it there. I have a bunch myself, fictional and real. No need for specifics. It's just this a pantheon of greats, their own struggle with themselves against the man in the mirror. It is just as prevalent for them. It is just as much of an imperative for these brilliant men, kings and emperors, and famous movie stars. Ryan Gosling type bros. Okay, all these guys, all the way down to men that are heavily addicted to um, very self-destructive and life-destroying vices, super depressed, okay, hopeless, kind of living in and it's not even like that. I want to describe it in the way that it happened to me. I was swimming in bitterness and resentment. And what was that other one? Did I already say despair? No, it was on the tip of my tongue. It's a lot of bitterness, it's a lot of resentment, and it's just a lot of agony. Okay, really hardcore pain. And now I want to be very specific when I say pain. You can experience pain in so many different types of ways. This one's monstrous because it's a very existential, spiritual type of pain. It does not go away. It's inescapable, actually. I'll speak for myself. In the way that it happened to me, oh yeah, for sure. I felt it because I was meeting it every single day as soon as I would open my eyes. Kind of the anguish unpauses itself. It just resumes. This is like some kind of nightmare show that just keeps on running. Autoplay, right? With the Netflix, YouTube. I mean, most platforms do that now. You don't do anything; they'll just keep it going for you. And life can absolutely be like that, while at the same time, nothing, nothing is happening the way that you want it to. So I took a little bit of time there because that's kind of a rock bottom situation I'm painting. This is, just really, really, really awful situations men can find themselves in. And hey, the good news is it's it's all good. There is hope. There there is a way out. And it begins when you accept taking up the mantle. Maybe it's better to say taking up the blade. Okay, picking up your metaphorical sword. Okay, all right, choose your weapon. Whatever I'm a big fan of swords. Okay, pick up your crossbow, pick up your bow staff. Like whatever your kind of favorite go-to weapon is when you play RPGs, action RPGs. I love those types of games. And okay, the dual wielding. That's big fan of that. Pick up your dual katanas, and you have to engage with yourself in this way. No, it's not actually. It's not. You don't take time every single day to shadow box. You could, but it's really not like that. It's really when you have figured out what you want out of life. That's not that serious. It could happen within minutes. Some guys maybe take a little bit longer. They will spend some more time because you definitely really want to be sure. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Gorgeous wifey, okay, the big family, bunch of kids, super dope. Thanksgiving and Christmas and whatnot, and a huge house to fit all of them in, including yourself, and the ability to pay for all of that, financial freedom. I made that sound very general and vague, but I mean, it, it, It's just to my own personal belief. If you ask the majority of modern male human beings alive today, you just say, "Hey, uh, that's life. Would you like this life?" It's like that's all that, like, no other details. That's what you get. That's what you get. Like, you don't, like, never even seen what she looks like. You don't even know her name. Okay, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, yet she's there, and so are your kids and whatnot. They're actually your kids. I know, very strange metaphor, but I know for a fact you don't need data for this. You don't need, okay, some kind of study or do surveys or whatnot. Most guys, this is like 99% or something like that. Most would just be like, what the? Yes, they would do it. No hesitation. Okay, zero reluctance. They would just immediately be like, okay, please let me start living that life. See, accepting the fight with yourself, the man in the mirror, and doing battle with him, that is how you get there. And that's not a joke. No, I'm not. This is, okay. Am I claiming this to be irrefutable, okay, fact? That is a bit of a reach. But conceptually speaking, it's, oh, this is the bee's knees. Okay. All right. I said I would go deeper. You struggle, we all do, with the task itself. I mean, that's where any man is gonna you really feel the challenge. It's happening, right then and there. I mean, maybe one of the first ones, I had a mentor, and he explained to me, I thought this was interesting. He was like, okay, you're really trying to take life seriously. Well, that's gonna be it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna make it a lot smoother for any guy to do exactly that. If, I'm sure, maybe you, most likely you've heard this before, you master your morning. Oh, okay. AKA the morning routine. Okay. AKA the 5 a.m. club. The 5 a.m. club. I am not a part of the 5 a.m. club. I am a part of the I am a part of the before noon club. Oh God. No. I'm like a semi early bird, and I've been trying to go earlier, you know. Seven's a sweet spot for me. That's just how I'm built, bro. Earlier than seven is like my whole system, my eyes, everything that I am, every fiber of my being that makes me a man. It's just like, it's just, know what I'm saying, bro? It is not happening. Oh my God. Maybe one day. But the struggle continues. It is what it is. You know, before hey, any dude that is naturally before seven, you're not okay. It's not no judge on how many alarms. But I was just about to say, it's not seven alarms in a row. Okay, and then immediately two Red Bulls or something like that, or like, or like you're snorting the espresso shot before you brush your teeth or something like that. Just, you know, rise and shine. Okay. I feel good. I slept well, and it's 5 a.m. I'm ready to go. That blows my mind. Oh my God. And he said that's the first fight. That's actually it right there. And it should not be underestimated, and it should not be disrespected. I know exactly what he means because I feel the struggle every morning, for myself. I actually, we keep it real here at the Pillars of Men. I lose a lot. It's like seven, and my brain is like, it's cool, it's all good. 7:20 where it's at, and then it's 7:20, and then it's like 7:35 is pretty chill too. Sometimes I win, but the whole point is to engage. The whole point is to fight. You have to fight, bro. Fighting is not a bad thing. In the way that I recommend it here on this podcast. No, it's a wonderful thing, but it has to be very intentional and very purposeful. Not just like, kind of wildly brawling for no reason. This is such a great place to start, and it's It's not easy. Hey, for some guys, it might be. Are you one of them? If you are, come on, man, drop the secrets in the comments down below. But if you're not, if you're like me, it's epic because you open your eyes and every every neuron in your brain, every cell in your body, okay, your eyelids are freaking monuments of, I don't even know, dumbbells or boulders, just anvils. Okay, I'm trying to think of the heaviest things right now. They become our eyelids when you first wake up in the morning. And that's the fight. Yeah, man, you can win it, but are you going to? Only one way to find out. That's the attempt right there. That is the challenge. I'm so sleepy, but I gotta reset the circadian rhythm. I gotta wake up earlier so I can be tired earlier so I can wake up the next day earlier more naturally and comfortably. You're right. That's that's the fight for all of us to, make that leap of transforming from a night owl to an early bird. And it's so real. My mentor was like, how comfortable is your pillow in the first 5 minutes after you open your eyes? What happened? What happened overnight? It became this absolutely, heavenly cloud like puff of uh d- d- you know Tempur-Pedic bliss. Just super feathery and comfortable. Okay, you might as well have like those, one of those little baby angels with the trumpets, like, okay, melodically, playing a tune, soothing you back to sleep. That's how it feels. Okay, your bed too. Your bed transforms from a normal bed into the most comfortable, softest, surface that any man could ever lay down on to sleep. That's the fight. That's the fight. You get it regardless. You say no. You somehow, I don't know, like straight up Walking Dead style, you get up anyways and you still start your day. First fight, you win. You win. Okay, right? If there's a counter and there's going to be, let's say, 40 fights for that day, then you start off the day 1-0. 1 you, your day 0. No. How about, hi, I just realized I'm missing out on a way better metaphor. It's you 1 and then your reflection, the man in the mirror, your shadow, your arch nemesis. It's still you, but your ultimate opponent, because it's you versus you. That guy, 0. And that's what it is. It's jockeying with him shoulder to shoulder. You're trying to outplay him. You're trying to beat yourself in this way. Not like that, bro. No pun intended. Absolutely not. I cannot condone that kind of action. Very poor choice of words on my part. But you are trying to outdo yourself in this way. You keep it moving. I took a minute on the morning routine. Fair enough. It really does kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. Now, I know so many, and I'm, once again, funny. It's weird because I'm proud of how consistent I've become. It's yeah, I'm on a few years now. I'm proud to say that, of just consistency with fitness. And so I don't do it like this, but I respect it. I absolutely do. Which real quick is a testament to the uniqueness of, like you yourself, right? It's not that I would give you my daily morning routine, or you take my mentors, or you take any, have your pick. There are so many. Okay, excuse me, male self-improvement, manosphere, masculinity expert gurus all over the place on YouTube, the internet, everywhere, even kind of in real life. You know what? I'm just gonna let that chill. And you absolutely want to mold it to how it really works for you, most effectively, most efficiently. So now I can. That leads me to what I wanted to say, which is fight number two would actually be a workout. So many guys are like, hey, look, if you can get up that early in the morning, then it's a wonderful, no food. And I've heard that if you don't eat and you wake up and you get right into a workout, it burns more fat. I have no idea if that's true or not. Verify. You ask Chat GPT. I should ask Chat GPT later tonight and actually find that out for myself. I don't know that for a fact. That's what I've heard. So if I were to take a guess, that's true. There you go. You trying to carve up the muffin top? I definitely am. It's summer is here. Sun's out, guns out. Okay, for me, it's kind of like sun's out, kegs out. All right, but it's a work in progress. And you you go from fight to fight. So I mean, yeah, that is quite the 1-2 combo right there. Okay, to be up one soon as you wake up, because you really did wake up at the target time. For me, an excellent time. Like this is wow. Kumo is popping off today. Is in between 6 and 7. Yeah, usually for me it's like in between 7 and 8, something like that. And then you get into that workout, and when you finish that workout, then you hit a clean, nutritious breakfast. Wow, that is what a powerful start to your day. And now, for all the kings looking at me right now that are rolling their eyes backwards into infinity and beyond, you guys might be thinking, this guy's, like talking about me, funny. This podcast, bro, is super funny. So you want me to do that before I work, 10, 12 hours? No, that's very real. I totally get that. So once again, it kind of has to, adjustments must be made so that you are maximizing your own life. Hey, if it really is gonna, a long, super long shift and manual labor, mine's definitely along the lines of manual labor, and you get into it like that, then maybe no, it's not conducive for you to wake up super early and then deplete that much energy into a focused workout before you go crazy on the job. However, there's still plenty of challenges. It's Remember earlier I said that it's inescapable, and I say that because no matter what kind of life you are living, I really meant it when I said top down. It's so crazy. This applies across all. I know how that's tough. That's a very bold statement for me to make, but just the way I see this, and I want you to see the same thing, it applies to all male walks of life. This is all encompassing for the male human experience. And I mean, because the guys who are struggling the most out of all of us, just like, just modern men in general. Okay, 18 and up, straight up, 18, and there it goes. All men that are adults. So 17 and down, I guess this would be a little bit different. But of course, they can feel free to join in, get an early start. And in that demographic of all modern adult males, yeah, the ones who are struggling like crazy, as opposed to the ones who, okay, at the top of the cream of the crop, whatever, all right, doing wonderful. There we go, the elite 1%. Even so, this can still yield benefit. This can still produce an even finer version of that guy. Now, what it really comes down to is, are you willing to engage in that fight? Because what happens most often is, now that I've gotten past all of that, and maybe you have been thinking about, well, how does this apply for my own life? It's so fast. I mean, it's okay if this takes you a while. I just think in most cases, for any guy that has heard all of this, bro, you see it. I would definitely see mine. Oh, okay. So this is how my day goes. This is what I usually do after work. This is what I usually do before work. This is what I usually do with a break at work. Whatever. Lots of choices and decisions right there. Now, I'll pull this into a quick example. If it's a typical 9 to 5, and the labor is not physically strenuous, and so what is that? That's we'll make it a random Tuesday, Taco Tuesdays, and so that means if he wakes up early enough, maybe he has a solid hour or two before himself, before he's got to join traffic, and then he's got a, yeah, a good chunk, a handful of hours in the evening, maybe in between 2 and 4, maybe safer to say safe for me to say 3 to 4 hours of free time before he needs to knock out, so he can get a clean, 7 to 8 hours of sleep for the next day. What are you going to do with that time? Hypothetically speaking, if coincidentally your life matched this guy that I just created for this example, how what could be done that would really help you self improve to what you want out of life, the experiences, the goals, the results, the hopes, and the dreams that you're really looking for. Okay, once you have that answered, now what you're going to have in front of you, inevitably, is a whole bunch of actions. This is to actively engage with whatever you need to do, with yourself, your bare hands, your mind, your body, whatever that activity is. I don't really need to be specific right here, because whatever it is, once you begin, second one, minute one, a few minutes in, 5 minutes in, you're gonna feel it, bro. You are gonna feel the friction. You are going to feel the challenge of it. I had a mentor who put this in a very brilliant way. For him, he said, that is what difficult feels like. That's what, if it's like, oh, self improvement is really hard. Being successful is really hard. Chasing your dreams is really hard. Making tons of money is really hard. You know what? I'm saying it. I'm going on officially on the record for my own show, and I'm saying it. To find a great woman, okay, a dope wife, not just the looks and the body, but just like a wonderful person, human being too. That is really hard. This is all really hard. That's what doing what is hard in life feels like. That's what it feels like right there. I call it the friction. Okay, it's friction to me because you are clashing with yourself. You are also engaging with your own reality. You're going against it. You're not going with it. You're not letting it do whatever it wants to you. This is not go with the flow. This is, I want that. I pick that direction. I'm going this way. I don't care. I am going this way. I'm going to be great. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be fulfilled. I want joy. I want work I care about. I want this to resonate with me. I want, just a great life. You take your time, you figure that out. Once you do, it will get very specific. You like all these different pathways possible for a man to take in kind of overall existence. Okay, it will get very specific very quickly once it does. once it does, to go this way, oh, brother, every step, tons of friction. Okay? You're being pushed back by the challenge. Just like that invisible gravitational force trying to push you back when you're trying to wake up earlier. Okay, all those intrusive thoughts in your head. What do you do? Why are you working out? What is wrong with you? Go back to bed. Okay, or can we just chill? Like you talking to yourself. I do that all the time. Right? You Can we just go back to bed? Okay, or if not, can we just chill before work? Just like catch up on a show or something like that. Really enjoy breakfast, or okay, but all right, it's gonna be a long day. But when you know what you want, and this is when you must counter because you are in control. You would say, I know for a fact if I don't work out now in the morning with this little bit of time I have before I have to leave, it's not happening after I get back from work. I know it won't. No, I'm not. Like in that way, I refuse. I just clocked out, 10, 11, 12 hours. I am super tired. I want to put my feet up. I want to eat. I want to have some dinner. And that's when I want to like watch something, play something, relax for a little bit before you got to sleep and do it all over again. So this is when a very important choice in your life has arrived, and it's a do or die. It's a now or never choice. I, it hey man, look, please don't misunderstand. I'm not telling you you're a terrible person or you're weak or whatever, or you won't be successful if you don't do it every single time. If if you don't make sure it's now, then it is never. No. It's that you would look at everything in life like this. Okay? It's that when you have it identified, okay, whoa, this is a fight right here. I really want to eat this, but my heart, but my cholesterol, but my blood pressure, but like my health. Okay? I really want to drink this, but oh my god, the diabetes, and what is gut health and liver. That's a big one. Okay, trying to have a healthy liver, kidney stones, and okay, yeah, bro. I I want to do this, but I can't because this is the only time I have to be able to do this instead. You're choosing between two. I mean, we all have time, so to speak, but what to do with that time? That is the name of the game in this arena. That's why it's so challenging. You call it whatever you want. Oh, it is sacrifice. I'm gonna have. Let me push this up a little bit. Let me push it more towards like the make it a little bit more aggressive right here, a little bit closer to the extreme. You have a man that would say to himself, "I just won't have fun for the next decade." I don't recommend that. This is a very extreme example. Yeah, no fun, and I'm doing that. That's the goal. That's the big. Okay, you don't want to talk about a challenge. No fun for the next decade, so I can sacrifice everything that I would do to have fun. Go out, chill, club, party, bars, games, whatever, entertainment, whatever. So that I can take all that time back and funnel it into a new business, a skill, a craft, financial freedom, a home, family, woman, whatever. You know, it is. There is this medium of exchange no man can escape if you're serious about your best life and your hopes and dreams. Brother, you can have them. But you see, when you will choose to live the lifestyle of the arena of accepting glorious combat with your man in the mirror, then it it isn't a choice anymore. It's not that it'll happen the way you want it to every single time, but it's that you gotta you know one choice at a time, one fight at a time. You remember the counter 40? That's 40 little micro, macro, small and big. There's 40 different kinds of fights and challenges in one day. Take your time, but every single one you really lock in. You try to uh, best yourself, outdo yourself in this way. And so I'll end on this. What makes this truly remarkable is that it's you start to live like this and you start to take these fights seriously, and you were willing to accept the challenge of fighting back against your own procrastination, the laziness, um, the despair. It's all sorts of really, really, you know, hardcore aspects of just life, of just human existence. Simply trying, simply attempting the combat in the fight, that will transform you. And that's what I believe is so, it just, what a gift. How incredibly remarkable is this? You won't stay the same. That isn't possible. If you really give it an honest effort, you'll know. I mean, hey, that comes down to you. That comes down to you. No one else is really going to be able to know for sure. Hey, are you really trying? But if you really try 30 days in a row of the same time to try to hit, okay, you'll hit it. Eventually you'll hit it. There will be a morning where you wake at that early time and you get back that much more time in the morning and you're not groggy. You're okay. Maybe you're a little tired. Maybe you're a little sleepy. I think I always am, unless unless I allow myself to sleep without an alarm, and that's very, very occasional nowadays. Yeah, you still go for it. You still put yourself through that, and that is how you really do become better. You know, you you okay, fine, I'll try and work out in the morning before I do anything else. And you don't really last. It really comes down to like maybe 5 minutes of calisthenics, and then like, maybe like half a sit up, some scrolling, and then, maybe a couple more sit ups. And then it's like, okay, you just start making breakfast. You just show up and you try again, and you try again. That is to continue to do battle. All right. That's like that is like you're going to continue to swing, block, parry, actually fight with yourself. You gain ground because you get stronger. You can't get stronger without the fight. Gaining ground is okay, your workouts are lasting a little bit longer. You really are waking up a little bit earlier. You are starting to eat healthier. Okay, journal it. You don't have to go crazy, but track it. You can track it too. And you'll see your own results. You'll literally watch yourself grow. That is nothing short of amazing. Brother, this is what you are. This is who you are. You always has been. It's just for a man to see that for himself. Take the fight, brother. Join, myself, any other man who is in his own arena. It'll, you will, this I promise you, you will thank yourself for beginning to live like this a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Okay? It's an indefinite game. There is no end. There is no end. But you see, I believe you stick with this, you won't want there to be. Because things will just keep getting better. That's how you grow, bro. That's how things really change. And that's why I have hope. That's why you're headed to, finer experiences, better times, glorious days. And if you need help, or you like looking for a podcast to chill, have conversations, discussions, and vibe with stuff that all about self-improvement for guys, you check me out. I talk about anything and everything that goes into male self improvement because you're watching the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations aimed at male self improvement surrounding philosophy, masculinity, wellness, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Kumo. I continue to reshape the modern male reality, giving any man who wishes to pull the very best out of himself a way to do that. Thanks so much for being here, bro. You like stuff like this? Hit that subscribe button for me. Give me a like as well. And I hope to see you real soon for the next one. But until then, take it easy, take good care of yourself, and I love you so much. Peace.